hectic, fun whirlwind of a weekend in Lucknow. And the one thing that is ringing out clear from the city is the dominance of the Indian cricket team as the strongest contender at the World Cup. England was already coming into this encounter low on confidence, form, and looking for some fortune to turn things around after lifting the drooping shoulders. But India plunged and pulverized the English side, and that is to put it mildly. On a track that truly tested the batters, India put to bat first, rustled up a modest yet challenging total of 229 runs. Skipper Rohit Sharma led from the front in one of the best knocks of his bat in the tournament so far. He was timing it clean, going aggressive when the time was right and slowing down his pace but keeping it steady when a couple of wickets fell. One of the two inclusions from the last game, Surya Kumar Yadav, played a sparkling cameo towards the end. He was pivotal in India reaching a respectable total that you knew they'd come out hard defending. England batters in response just could not show any similar notes of patience or application as the Indian batters did, as few went back in a hurry or to shots that were questionable. Some of the wickets just held pure brilliance, like Jasprit Bumrah's first delivery to Joe Root to dismiss him, or Kuldeep's wicket-taking delivery to send back Jos Buttler. Mohammad Shami returned with solid figures of 4 for 22, keeping that momentum he hit in the Dharamshala game and proving to be a key contributor in the attack for the World Cup campaign. The Indian bowling unit is truly looking very dangerous. England, on the other hand, would have to be extremely dejected by the way things are panning out for them. They are languishing at the bottom of the points table and run the risk of not qualifying for the Champions Trophy in 2025. The top 8 teams in this tournament automatically qualify for the Champions Trophy scheduled to be held in Pakistan. Right, but the city of Lucknow did not disappoint. It's a vibrant city in India's northern state of Uttar Pradesh. You could sense the cricket fervor in the city, the crowds that gathered in the stadium. We witnessed a lot of that. And 46,000 of them is what we were told. Completely one-sided, of course. Every Indian success, a good hit or a good bowling effort, was cheered vociferously, while the England team's successes were met with stoic silence. The city, though, has a rich cultural history and there is a bit of a cricket legacy too. Here's a look back at the sights and sounds of Lucknow and the place it holds in the fabric of Indian cricket. After taking you to the pious southern city of Chennai, the foodie Ahmedabad, the peaceful, cool and calm Dharamshala, we are now in the regal, culturally rich cricket hub of the north. Welcome to Lucknow, in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. Now, according to popular legend or myth, Lord Ram in Ramayana, the king of Ayodhya, is said to have gifted this very city to his younger brother Lakshman after he defeated Ravan in Sri Lanka and completed his exile. Now, it's only fitting that just before the country is set to celebrate the festival of lights called Diwali, which signals the return of Lord Ram, we are here in Lakshmanpur or Lakhanpur or Lucknow. The city is vibrant, loud, noisy. It has its own character that is an amalgamation of not just its very own history that's all on these walls, but also that of being colonized by the British in parts of the state. Now, we speak of cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Bengaluru, maybe even Chennai and Kolkata to be the main cricket centers in the country. Lucknow here in UP is quietly growing its own cricket story. Yes, it has an exciting cricket legacy, a bit of a history where a handful of cricketers have gone on to establish themselves as international talents on the international stage for India, like Suresh Raina, Ekta Bhisht, Piyush Chawla, RP Singh, Praveen Kumar, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Poonam Yadav, or even an exciting future talent like Rinku Singh. But it has been tournaments like the Indian Premier League or the Women's Premier League that has thrown the spotlight sharply back to the city and the state. So while there is a rich history here of sorts, of certain cricketers helping put UP as a state on the India cricket map, I won't be surprised if some of the youngsters here pick their favourites to be players like KL Rahul or Deepti Sharma, who happen to be captains of their city-state franchises.
Welcome KL Rahul in Lucknow again. He is like captain of Lucknow Super Giants. I'm happy to see here in the home stadium representing India in this World Cup.
Actually from Lucknow we are talking about KL Rahul. KL Rahul is the captain and he is the idol of many. So youngsters look towards him and they try to be like him.
We have Suresh Raina, the great. He was a student of sports college, and we have RP Singh. So these are the cricketers who have done very great, good job for the country.
Well, all that talk of cricket and history has made us quite hungry. So we're here at the busiest food street in the city to savor some of its delicacies. It's known for its amazingly delicious kebabs. They say if you are playing like a Nawab, which is a prince, you ought to eat like one. So here goes. The popular saying is, मुस्कुराइए कि आप लखनऊ में हैं. Just smile. You're in the city. I'm certainly smiling. This is yummy. Well, after all of that delicious food, we had to come out for a walk. And I picked the perfect spot. We're at the banks of the river Gomati. It's serene, calm, quiet here. Well, it sort of reminds me of one person in that Indian lineup. It's none other than KL Rahul. It's been a bit of a homecoming for him here in Lucknow, being the captain of the Lucknow franchise in the Premier League. And ironical too, because he sustained that injury that kept him away for some months playing for the Lucknow franchise. So this is special in many ways. And we've just seen him going from strength to strength post that injury. We saw glimpses of that, of the new and improved version of KL Rahul at the Asia Cup, and we're seeing so much more of KL 2.0 at the World Cup. Just how these waters are so still and calm. That's what KL Rahul exudes and lends to that Indian batting lineup. He's the perfect link, really, to connect the flamboyance of Rohit and the flair of Virat. That stability in the middle order is what KL Rahul brings to the table. And this new and improved version is so key for India's success. Let's take a look at why his presence and contributions is important for India's campaign in the important second phase of the World Cup.
The power-packed Indian team has one man who's been an unsung hero, and that's KL Rahul. It's a comeback story that must be told. He's key in the lineup as India progressed through the Cricket World Cup tournament. Rahul found himself in the middle of a lot of criticism. His inclusion in the World Cup squad initially sparked a lot of debate. Was he going to be a delight or a disaster? The dressing room stories will tell you he was the former. As the lights dimmed at the Ekana Stadium after the match, Rahul's jersey and name gleamed in the darkness. His remarkable skills were on full display yesterday. Those crucial saves and his agility prevented the boundaries, when it could easily have been a disaster after India's underwhelming run target. Rahul humbly knelt down to accept the Fielder of the Match medal. Now he's the only player to have the accolade under his belt twice. KL Rahul nearly missed a chance to play on home soil this time. A thigh injury almost derailed his World Cup plans. But he's now making the most of this opportunity. He scored a total of 216 runs in 6 matches so far, with the highest innings score of 97. That was during India's World Cup opener against Australia. He helped India chase their target after the top order collapsed. There have been several bumps on the road for him. His thigh injury during the IPL was his worst nightmare. Returning to the same ground where he injured himself must really have brought out the haunted memories. Memories of the injury that kept him off the field for months. He said, and I quote, "I can't say that it's not on my mind. Yesterday when I came to the ground, the last memory of this ground is that, falling down and injuring myself. Hopefully I can put that aside and I can make some better and happier memories to forget all of that." Now, Rahul is India's first choice ODI wicketkeeper. After going through a path that was filled with thorns, he's back with enhanced wicket-keeping skills. Rahul's upswing was seen in the Asia Cup in Sri Lanka. He hasn't allowed India to feel the absence of Rishabh Pant. The match in Rajkot saw him take 2 catches and effect a stumping. And he was rightfully handed the Player of the Match award then. Now, he's a beast at the number 5 spot, who can pacify moments of tension during a match. He has played musical chairs in the squad's lineup, but the middle order seems to be his sweet spot. For him, this World Cup is about more than just good batting. It's a personal battle for a man who was caught up in a whirlwind.
Now it's time to meet the super fan of this week. That's what we've been doing. We've been bringing you stories of interesting fans who have gone that extra mile for their love of the game, or have anecdotes to share that will melt your heart. And this week, I want to share the story of a young boy with you, our youngest super fan yet, who traveled to Lucknow all the way from Delhi by road to watch his very first World Cup match with his family at the stadium. Now, this little cricket lover, all of 10 years, is quite the cricket junkie, with fandom for MS Dhoni to imitating Trent Bolt's bowling style. Listen in.
First time you're watching the World Cup?
Yeah, I was born in 2012, and in 2011 the World Cup was here, but I was not there. So now it's the time, so I can watch it, the World Cup.
So is that the first World Cup you're watching?
Yeah, I am the first World Cup to watch.
Is it the first World Cup match you're watching?
Yeah.
Do you live in Lucknow? Do you live in Lucknow?
No, I live in Delhi, in Rapuram, and we came for car from here to see the match only.
Do you watch other countries also play?
Yeah, sometimes, because the table points are going there and there, so we watch cricket of other countries also.
Who's your favorite cricketer?
Actually, he is MS Dhoni, but nowadays he is retired, so my favorite is Virat Kohli.
Who's your favorite non-Indian cricketer?
My favorite non-Indian cricketer would be Trent Bolt, because the bowling of him is very good, and I inspired my bowling style from him only.
Now, it's always easy to talk to fans supporting the home side here during the World Cups, of course, which is Team India, especially if it's a World Cup in India. The stadiums for an India match is a sea of blue, and one really has to dig deeper to get voices rooting for the opposite camp. Well, in this case, it was the England side. Amidst a wave of Indian fans cheering for Team India, I did manage to find some English fans who are continuing to turn up at the venues to show their support. Having travelled all the way here to India, they are still a little despondent, and of course by their team's performance. Let's listen in.
Is this your first World Cup in India?
Yes, first time in India at all. So I went to a few games last World Cup when it was back at home, but first time I've been here, and yeah, enjoying it so far.
So you had a good experience in the last World Cup. Obviously didn't turn out well. How disappointed are the Indian fans?
Yeah, the fans are devastated. It's been, obviously, we knew that the players were older. 4 years on, it was going to be tough in these conditions, but we all thought we'd be better than this. It's been embarrassing throughout. Apart from one game where we won, all the losses, it's not been close. We've been second best by a long way.
Have you watched England cricket for long? Are you a proper England cricket fan?
So, like everyone my age, got into cricket with the 05 Ashes, so about 18 years. We've had quite a few highs, quite a few lows. I think this is probably the worst that we've seen it.
What do you see the reason for something like this? Because you've got a fantastic bunch of players.
Yeah, they are. It's a good bunch of players. I think a lot of the players aren't really suited for it. The balance of the team is a little bit off. So I think we're just missing a bit of X factor, missing a bit of, obviously Jofra would be good. Reece Topley was our best player. He's gone now. We just need something. Don't know what it is, but once we see it, we'll know.
So we've come from Liverpool and England to watch England today in Lucknow. We're hoping for a better game. I think it's going to be not very tight. I think it'll be an easy win for India. But here's the hope in a close game. Ben Stokes century.
It's the dream of every cricketer, the ultimate glory. Few manage to keep their date with destiny. But for many, it's been heartbreaks and a cross to bear. The Holy Grail is here in India. I'm Rupha Ramani, and Firstpost brings you the ringside view. We bring you the Cup of Dreams, Cricket World Cup coverage like never before.